Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and my friends, let's talk about the Dragon Rush in Dragon Ball FighterZ here. Sometimes difficult to deal with, even in the best of times, right? As the window to deal with it sometimes can be small, and depending on how you tech it, if you tech it with Dragon Rush itself or if you tech it with a button, it can be even smaller yet, right? Well, as it turns out, Captain Ginyu, he kinda doesn't really have to worry about this. So I was made aware of this by one Boko Bokari, hopefully I said that correctly, and it turns out Captain Ginyu has an exceptionally easy time dealing with the Dragon Rush. And that is due to how his inputs work. So we have our inputs on the side here now, and specifically if I hold down and back and I just jam on the S button, the key blast button here, right? Nothing comes out. And this is unique to Ginyu specifically. Every other character in the game, if you hold down, back, and S, something will come out. Maybe they have a unique down S move, or if not, then just a regular S will come out. I've tried this with every character in the game, and Captain Ginyu is the only one where down, back, and S achieves nothing. And why is this important? Well, the main reason why it's important is this. So when someone is trying to Dragon Rush you, you can tech it with the actual Dragon Rush itself. Like if you see it happening, you can hit Dragon Rush. Or you can do it with one of your buttons, right? You know, light, medium, heavy, or key blast. The window, if you're using a button, is a bit shorter than the Dragon Rush itself. It's a lot easier to tech with a Dragon Rush with a Dragon Rush. But still, you are allowed to do it with a button. It just is a bit more difficult. And say, if you knew it was coming and you're just jamming on a button, right? Well, then of course you'd tech it, right? But you'd have to know what's coming. And therein lies why this is so special and so important. Because nothing comes out when Ginyu hits down, back, and S. That means you can always be teching a Dragon Rush while crouch blocking. So right now I have Krillin, the dummy, set up here to record. And he's going to do 3 jabs. The third jab will be cancelled into a Dragon Rush, which is one of the new changes in Season 3 of Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? And while I'm blocking, I'm just going to be crouch blocking specifically. And I'm just going to be gently hitting the S button. So what's going to happen here is, by down backing, obviously I will block all the jabs coming my way. And if a Dragon Rush comes my way, each S input is basically a tech chance to tech the Dragon Rush. So let's see how that plays out. Alright, so he's attacking now, and I'm just gently hitting S, and hey, there you go, we tech the Dragon Rush, right? And one more time here, just to show, so once again, just gently hitting S, and another tech. And that's basically how it works. Now, there is a window where you could miss an input, just so you know, it's not a guarantee. I find just a good rhythm will help get the tech timings, because if you overmash or don't keep a good rhythm, then you might screw up your chances. But that is basically a defensive option select. It costs you nothing to hit down, back, and S as Ginyu, because once again, this doesn't work with any other character. But it costs you nothing. You get the block as you normally would, and if a Dragon Rush comes your way, hey, then you just tech the Dragon Rush. Now, of course, please keep in mind, it does have to be down, back, and S to make this work for Ginyu, because if you hit back and S, well, of course, you're going to be doing Reflex instead, right? And Reflex, they definitely don't deal with Dragon Rush all too well, right? But yeah, so it's definitely a very interesting thing, and one of the things I find most interesting about this is this basically had to exist from day one, right? This is not like a patch that changes or whatever. Ginyu just couldn't do this. Like, I don't think anything else affected this to make this the way it is now, right? So this little option select for Ginyu to get rid of Dragon Rushes has probably existed since the day the game came out, and we're only finding this out now, which is one of the things I love about Dragon Ball FighterZ and fighting games in general, that you can find out stuff that technically always worked, and we only find it years down the road. So yeah, that's basically the long and short of it. You know, hop in the training mode, pick Ginyu, play around with it if you want here. Once again, it's dirt simple. Just hold down back, which you're going to do anyways 9 times out of 10 when you're blocking, and just kind of hit the S button and nothing will come out. You're perfectly safe and defended against all attacks, and if a Dragon Rush comes your way, hey, then you get to tech it. Once again, Ginyu only. I've tried every character in the game. This only works for Ginyu, but still, it's a very nice feather in his cap to say the least, and it basically means it's much harder to Dragon Rush Ginyu now once he starts doing this, right? Now that said, if someone's got their mind on this, right, they're probably not going to want to stand block too much, so maybe bust out the overheads and all that kind of stuff, right? But yeah, as it stands, hey, this is how it works. Anyways, my friends, just letting you know how things are going right now, and I think this is just a very interesting piece of tech and I wanted to share. And that is the end of this video, so hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.